Have you ever seen a bus or a person traveling without knowing the destination? That is the face of a Nigerian youth. And the face of Nigerian youth can be compared with the face of a politician. The politician does not know where he or she is going because get it by all means. That is the syndrome, and that is the time we are in. So a youth is someone without a future in Nigeria.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, may we meet you, sir?
I am Dr. James Ogba.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask you some questions.
Go ahead.
Okay. General social problems amongst youth in Nigeria.
Yes.
Can you share your idea with us, sir?
Okay. Well, I don't want to go to the clinical meaning of who a youth is. I'll straight tell you that a youth is someone who is single or not married. Yes. We have the youths of today in our society, they are beset with a lot of identity lemming. The first issue of who the youth is. The second issue of what the youth wants. The third issue is the issue of what the society is. So we have a lot of social problems concerning the youth of our time. In the first place, a youth is restless. Our youths are restless. Our youths are armed conflict because the society we live in is very hostile. So it tends to rub off on the youths that you have to get it by all means. And you find out that has a negative effect on the side of the youth because the only thing that anybody wants to understand is money. Money understands all languages. Money can cure anything. So the get-rich syndrome has become the order of the day. So for the youths to thrive, who is the role model that the youth can now look up to? When a youth wants to eat, he's not sure of his square meal. Those who are in school are not sure of what the certificate will fetch them. Now those who are struggling on their own have no role model. The government is not doing enough for the youths. So the youth in our time, they are in limbo. They don't know what to do. They are beset with an identity dilemma. I think that is a problem. They face the problem of drug, thinking that when they get addicted, they can easily forget their problem. They have the problem of unemployment, thinking that because if they get employed, the problem will be solved. They have the problem of inflation. You can see the kind how much we buy a liter of fuel now. It's a problem to the youth. Going to school, how do you get the money? And the only thing that the society wants to hear about is that you have money. So the youth of our time is actually beset with a lot of problems, married problems.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. What is the possible way to bring up a 21st century youth of Nigeria today, sir?
It's difficult to provide a solution because the problem is head-hydrated. Why? The church is not helping matters. Most worship centers have turned into commercial centers. So where would the youth run to? The parents can no longer control their children. They can't monitor them because the youths of today believe that their parents are old-fashioned. They can't listen to them. The priest cannot call them to order. The society is not helping matters. The society is hostile to them. The political elites are not also helping them. So the youths in our time, I think we need to adjust in our moral decadence because the youth has nobody he or she is looking up to. When you don't have a role model, there's a problem in such a society. So one thing I would advise that can help to curb down youthful exuberance is that we should be organizing seminars. We should be organizing religious organizations. We should also be organizing skill acquisition so that youths can actually begin to have a different mindset and begin to think that all is not lost. Our youth today, when they look at daylight robbery, it's no longer how decent you are. You can do anything to get money, nobody cares. But if a youth robs then they feel there is no conscience anymore. The moral consciousness in our youth is almost deadened. So one of the ways to curb youthful exuberance or youthful madness, one, parents should mount surveillance on their children, because every youth comes from a home. Two, the religious people, the priests, the imams, they will continue to preach that train a child on the way he will go, and when the child grows up, the child will learn. Three, teachers should also try to be role models. Then businessmen should also introduce apprenticeship, because a busy mind will actually not find an idle hand or idle work. So these are some of the areas that youth could be assisted.
Sir,
yes.
Who is actually a youth in Nigeria, sir?
Yeah, a youth, I don't want to go to the clinical definition of who a youth is. But as far as I am concerned, a Nigerian youth is like a person who has lost bearing. He's existing, but he has no place he's going. Have you ever seen a bus or a person traveling without knowing the destination? That is the face of a Nigerian youth. And the face of Nigerian youth can be compared with the face of a politician. The politician does not know where he or she is going, because get it by all means. That is the syndrome, and that is the time we are in. So a youth is someone without a future in Nigeria.
Does youth gang still extend into the social media? Peer pressure?
Yes.
Does it still extend into the social media?
Yeah, the social media is an information landscape that is actually picture the whole world. Why do I say so? I think information has taken the place of raw capital. Information is the currency of the 21st century. So every youth, there's no hiding place anymore. As the event is happening now, the youth with their internet skills can, in fact, they have rendered the elites moribund, because they know how to get information, they know how to process information, they know how to disseminate information. So our youth actually have taken the place of the adults, particularly in this digital age. So our youths actually are more informed than those who term themselves as scholars. Our youth can research, they can solve the net. There's nothing you can hide from the net as far as the youth is concerned. They can do a lot of things. So our youth is actually, they are daring on their own, they are adventurous. And social media have not helped matters. Why? If someone is looking for employment and the person has no employment, the person will be tempted to join the social media gangs. And that might push them into drug addiction, that might push them into fraud, internet fraud, and they do millions. That can put them into prostitution. So the social media has not helped matters at all.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question is, could youth empowerment and education totally eradicate major problems in Nigeria?
The youth empowerment, or this youth so-called empowerment, is a fact. It's a facade. It's not the reality. People just try to massage the sore without procuring a permanent solution to it. If you are giving somebody 30,000 naira a month, and you are giving the person 30,000 naira for 6 months, 180,000 naira, that cannot even fill a charge with the current inflation in Nigeria. So is that not self-deception? Government or individual should fashion out a way to provide a solution to the restfulness of the youth, because no one would want to take an arm, and this is their youthful age, and they are ready to do anything to survive. So the youth live in a society whereby it is the survival of the fittest. So empowering the youth with finance, not skill acquisition, is like having a head without brain.
Much, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
If you are to be the government,
yes,
how will you see that the social problems amongst youth in Nigeria will be solved?
Well, if I'm a government agent and I'm in a social work, I do a study of the society, which in the university we call it sociology. Because for everything, there is a cause. There is a cause why you're organizing this interview. You want to find a solution. You want to find out why certain things happen the way they happen. Now, a study of the youth will now bring me down to the background of what is happening to our youth. Now, that will tell me that the youth might be someone who is between 20 and 25 years. Now, is there any formal training for the youth in terms of skill acquisition? Because the curriculum is changing from certification to skill acquisition. Entrepreneurship is being taught in the university today as a course. And in the previous period, or in the days of yore, that was not in existence. Because you have a parade of, or you have a lot of people with certificates, but there is no job for them. The little space they have cannot accommodate them. So we need to do a design, a redesigning of what the reality will be. That is, if you acquire this skill with a little empowerment, you can become somebody. But a situation where you acquire a certificate, there is no job and there is no skill, where do you go? And you need money to survive. You need a house, you need shelter. So if I'm in government and I need to provide a solution, first and foremost, I would have to do a mental seminar. First, you have to change the mindset of the youth. How do you do that? When you organize a seminar, you now do what I call talent hunt. I want to find out what this person can be good at. Is the person good at carpentry? Is the person good at painting? Is the person good at iron bending? Is the person good at speech? Which profession can this person? So when you do a talent hunt, you'll be able to harness and the potential embedded with the youth, and then you can design a system to accommodate the youth in the system. Without that, we're chasing shadows. I do not think that our curriculum as it stands today, both in the university and in polytechnic, will actually meet our needs. The employment will continue, the unemployment rate will continue to rise. Now, the respondents will continue to rise. The drug addiction will continue to rise. The thuggery, banditry, kidnapping, there are people who have no job. They have no future. So if they decide, if I die, I die. If I have to survive, I survive. So, but people who do not have a future are suicidal, are suicide prone. So our youth today, if we do not rise to arrest the deplorable situation they found themselves, it's like Nigeria is sitting a keg of gunpowder, which in no distant time will explode.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.